Hello there. We're here to talk about how to stand up a global fulfillment network before the holiday season starts. And it's not too late, but it's getting pretty close. First, I want to share a story from Noel Churchill. He's the owner and CEO of Rainbow Optics. And the story from him that I really enjoyed was he just felt like during his busy season, all he did was eat, sleep, pick and pack, try to ship orders. It was his whole life. And then his first hire and then his second hire, they were focused solely on fulfillment. They weren't helping his business scale. They were just helping him keep up with the pent-up demand that he was going to see. And so he was working 8 hours. Everybody else was working, 8+ hours, 5 to 6 days a week. But it was not helping him scale. And so about 3 years ago, he switched over to ShipBob. And since then, he's over 8x'd his business because he and his coworkers are now able to focus on marketing, sales, product development, community building versus just the pick and pack solution. Fulfillment should really help you scale faster, not slow you down. So who am I? I'm Casey Armstong, the CMO over at ShipBob. Prior to ShipBob, I was the VP of marketing over at BigCommerce, and before that, I was at a company called Watchmaster. We were a direct-to-consumer luxury watch brand over in Europe. So today we're going to talk about Crossborder and how you can use that as a differentiator, how to scale up and down without it impacting your day-to-day, reducing cart abandonment and increasing AOV from things like Crossborder and also 2-day shipping, delivering that memorable unboxing experience, and lastly, how to offset your fulfillment footprint, both through some of the integrations that we have over at ShipBob, but also by distributing your inventory. And so real quick, who's ShipBob? We're a global logistics platform. We work with over 5,000 brands around the world today. We have 25 fulfillment centers. Honestly, by the time you see this, we might have 26 or 27. We seem to be opening up them every single week. We have locations in the UK, Canada, Australia, Europe, and also the United States. We offer a carbon neutral solution in the last mile, but also our entire fulfillment network is carbon neutral. We offer 100% coverage for 2-day delivery in the US just from one location. We have 40+ direct integrations from the Shopify's, Amazon's, Walmart's of the world to your favorite customer success and IMS solution and tools like Alloy and others. And so what is a 3PL? So the job of us at its core, if we were just to minimize what we do as a 3PL, it's really for us to store the items when the orders come in, to pick, pack them, hand them off to the carrier, and also at the end of the day, manage the returns as well. And so regardless of your sales channel, one of our missions is to really democratize world-class fulfillment for brands of all sizes. So if you're just getting started, or if you are running a $100 million plus direct-to-consumer brand, we want to be able to offer you that world-class global 2-day solution. And so whether you're selling it through Shopify, Walmart, Amazon, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, a combination of them, we can ingest your orders and then ship them out within a timely manner, and also help you manage through peak seasons, whether or unexpected or expected spikes, whether it's the holiday season, whether it's shows like Good Morning America, whether it's the latest TikTok video that blows up. Again, so you can help scale without it impacting your day and your company's day-to-day. And then how it works for us, it's as simple as connecting your store to us at ShipBob. So at ShipBob, we not only provide the customer-facing, which would be you, the merchant-facing dashboard to manage all of your orders coming in, what's going out, your analytics dashboard, so you can toggle on and off if you distribute your inventory, how much faster and less expensive would it be to ship each item. But we also, ShipBob also powers everything that happens in our fulfillment centers. So the warehouse management system, or WMS, so that way it's unified data no matter where you're locating your inventory, whether it's across 5 facilities in the US or you're in the US and Australia and the UK. And then, of course, we store them and then we ship them out. And so, again, some of this is really fulfillment 101, but it's good to break it down. And our prices are actually better than this, but the typical 3PL cost for you to think through when you're weighing, who you should work with is receiving. So how much does it cost to receive? It's the storage. How much does it cost for you to actually store these items, and also how are you splitting or not splitting SKUs? There's the pick and the pack, meaning do you pay for every single item that gets picked? Do you get free picks up to X number? And what does that cost? Packaging, do you pay for packaging? And then of course the shipping. And so whether that would be a ground solution or air, it's how you're managing the shipping costs. And those are, especially the bottom three, that's typically wrapped up in what we refer to as total fulfillment costs. So cross-border, which I know is a lot of what we want to talk about today. And we've just seen this as a huge differentiator for our customers. That's one of the many reasons why we've opened up so many global fulfillment centers across Europe, North America, and Australia, with more coming soon. But what's interesting for me is throughout the world, 70% of customers make international purchases. Whether they know it or not, people don't necessarily care. They just want to be able to buy from their favorite brands. What's also interesting, especially outside the US, is the increase in average order value for international orders. And that's because a lot of times, from just different experiences that consumers have with brands, is they don't want to order over and over again from certain brands because they're used to high shipping costs or things like duties that they have to pay once they receive the goods in their home country. And so you might not see as many orders from some of your international buyers, but we've consistently seen a higher average order value. And then lastly, just the growth people see when they can offer global shipping. I don't need to belabor a lot of the news cycle around Facebook costs skyrocketing, but that's just been a huge arbitrage opportunity for a lot of the brands that we work with, where they're able to leverage less expensive clicks and CPAs across Europe or across Australia compared to other countries within Europe, such as the UK or the United States. And so with cross-border, it's really, how can you offer this without all of the complexities? Because that's the biggest issue. It's just like how Stripe and others have really simplified payments cross-border. And so you can utilize a tool like Stripe to really transact around the world, which a couple of years ago, and when I was helping run Watchmaster, that was not the case. We are doing that on the fulfillment side. So how do you have this global fulfillment network? How do you have this technology that's talking to each other, both with what's happening in the fulfillment centers, your fulfillment software, your order management system, and then also your e-commerce platform or your channels? And then how do you offer customization here at scale as well, which is just really icing on the cake? And so the first is just removing the barriers to purchase. And so here's a quote from Nikolai, who's a co-founder over at Ombraz, former Amazon, started his own direct-to-consumer brand. They're pretty cool sunglasses. They're based up in Portland, and he knew it was extremely important for him early in his journey as a founder to offer a global fulfillment solution so that he could sell around the world, because he wanted to sell not just to people in the United States, but to sell to people, especially across Europe. And so very quickly, while he was working with us, and he did that because he didn't want his customers to have to pay that extra 25 euros or Canadian dollars plus duties and taxes and whatever it may be on his sunglasses, because oftentimes that could be 25 to 40% of his total average order value, which would then also kill his conversion rates. And so just with him and his co-founder and one other employee, by leveraging something like ShipBob, he was able to offer a truly global footprint from more or less day one, which has greatly helped scale his company over at Ombraz. And by having this global network, you can, or finding your partner that has this global network, you can greatly, of course, reduce the carrier costs and the transit times. One of the biggest things is the custom fees and import taxes that a lot of these customers expect. It's a huge pain, and at times can completely kill the entire concept of ordering direct to consumer versus finding a local brand or just going to your local store. Therefore, that can help greatly increase your conversion rate, so reducing your cart abandonment. And then, by finding this global solution where you don't have to do it yourself, you can grow your brand with less capital. And a huge thing, especially for founders today, and as solutions like Shopify and ShipBob and others allow founders to build these large direct-to-consumer brands with fewer people, a big thing there is reducing the complexity. And so as I mentioned, we're in the US, Canada, Australia, UK, and mainland Europe. And so it's really important for you as the owner to look at where your customers buying from today and what's the solution that can help you achieve a strong percentage of reach there. And where is there marketing and sales arbitrage or opportunity for you to expand your business? And of course, with distributing your inventory overseas, that can help you overcome a lot. But even in the United States, is how can you get your products to customers faster? There's really this Amazon expectation gap where no matter what people say, they really want their packages immediately. And it's tough for these small brands, whether you're doing 100,000 in zero in sales or 100,000 in sales or a couple million in sales. You have nowhere close to the resources and the finances or and capital that Amazon does. And so how can you still offer that Amazon level experience? And where I've seen a lot of disconnect is these brands will really focus on the customer experience on their website, as they should, and then on payments. So whether they use a one-click solution like Apple Pay, or maybe they use something like Shop Pay. So they offer this great experience, and then the post-click purchase, it takes like 7 to 10 days for it actually to be delivered, or it's extremely expensive and it might come in 2 to 3 days. And so how do you really offer that end-to-end, really Amazon level experience for your customers on your website, so you can continue to build your brand and own the customer relationship? And something I alluded to and spoke about briefly before is really having this unified tech stack as well. And so this is something, as you evaluate solutions, is how are they powering their warehouses? So if they have multiple warehouses, is it the same software that's powering them all? Or does each fulfillment center or warehouse utilize a different warehouse management solution? And that's extremely important because, as we all know, it's tough to get a lot of data to marry. And so if if the fulfillment centers are run off different technology, how can you ensure that your customers are getting the same experience and you're able to optimize and figure out what is and is not going well at the different fulfillment centers? And so, and then that goes not just domestically in the United States, of course, but also globally as well. And so Wes Brown, who leads operations over at Black Claw, who's also based in Portland, before they moved over to us, they had a different fulfillment center in the US, they had a different fulfillment center in Canada, and they had a different fulfillment center in both the EU and UK. And so they could never get any of their data to line up. And also, again, the customer experience would really hurt at different areas, and they could never really find the root cause. And therefore, that's what really brought them over to ShipBob, so that we could help roll out one solution with one dashboard. And so they could really have reach across the entire world. And real quick before we get back to Crossborder, it's really unlocking affordable 2-day shipping. And so as you look through, where and how people are purchasing on your website, go through that experience yourself. What are the shipping methods that you're offering, and where could there be opportunity there? Should you offer 2-day shipping? Should you offer free 2-day shipping? Should you offer 2-day shipping for over a certain average order value? And so I would not use this as a baseline or your expectations, but a customer of ours over at I Love Plum, they were able to actually increase their AOV by 97% for orders over a certain threshold, because they were leaning with the 2-day option. And as Ryan shared here, that really helped them scale their business from a couple $100,000 in GMV up to well over $1 million. And then, of course, the technology is thinking through how, like we've mentioned before, how is the technology talking to each other? Are you getting real-time visibility? What is the accuracy level? And again, the accuracy level on the inventory and also orders in and out. That's why it's important to have a unified warehouse management system, so that the inventory is tracked the same everywhere. And as the items that you ship to the warehouse for them to receive, and as each individual or B2B order goes out, that you're tracking everything in a uniform way. How does it actually connect to the carriers, whether that's in the United States or in Europe or around the world? And then also, how does it talk to your most important technology, such as your e-commerce platform, or the different channels that you're using, like an Amazon or a Facebook shop or a Walmart? And I know that's what's really helped another customer of ours, Bowie, based out in New York, where they were able to scale pretty quickly to 12,000 orders, and it's really by leaning on this like tech stack that they had, which was Shopify plus ShipBob, Klaviyo, Recharge, and Crazy Egg. And so again, making sure that your core technology talks to your fulfillment solution. And then of course, just with optimizing on your time, because that way you can focus really on that marketing and sales and what's actually going to grow your business. Here's a customer of ours based over in Europe, Leonie, who founded JustBe. And so she actually had a couple big marketing promotions that went off. And so she saw, 1,000 plus orders come in, and she had no way to handle that. It would take her a couple of weeks to get these orders out because she still had to run her business. She'd spend about half of her time packing boxes. And so how can you offload that so you're never worried about or spending brain power or honestly subconsciously trying to thwart your growth because you know that if sales do go well, you're going to spend all that time picking and packing boxes. And then just a couple more quick slides. So thinking through customization at scale, what is important for you in your business? And a lot of you want to create these brands that are memorable, both from the website experience and also post-purchase. And so when you're evaluating different solutions, will they allow you to use custom branded packaging or stickers or custom inserts or gift notes? How can you bundle these products? How can you offer custom subscriptions? And what we'll get to shortly is, can you offer carbon offsets or offer a green solution, which is getting more and more important by the day and is really the zeitgeist of the times. And then lastly, as you think through, what's important for you in your business, and I think it's important that all of us, including us at ShipBob, think about how do we offset our fulfillment footprint. And so as I mentioned very early, we actually partnered with a company called Pachama to ensure that our entire fulfillment network is carbon neutral. And through this as well, we offer a very easy solution with Pachama for all of our customers. So everything last mile can be completely offset and carbon neutral as well. And so always happy to share more on that if you all reach out. So anyways, to recap, Crossborder, the biggest thing there is how do you reduce the complexity so it's not weighing on you, and it will really open up new customers, which of course can improve your brand. We're seeing a higher AOV globally, and just really making sure that your technology is talking to each other. So thank you very much for the time. We're offering $1,000 in free shipping credits for anybody who wants to sign up through what Kunle and his team put together. So shipbob.com/Commerce Accel. And again, my name is Casey Armstong. Feel free to hit me up directly, carmstrong@shipbob.com. Thank you very much.